more sports updates here. Let's begin with the latest updates on Kotoko striker Sadiq Adams, who sustained a career-threatening injury during the Ghana 60 years anniversary second leg match against Accra Hearts of Oak at the Babaya Sports Stadium. The hat-trick hero in the FA Cup is stable and responding to treatment. The news will serve as a major boost for the club, with Adams taking to Twitter to thank God for his life and assured fans that he will come back stronger. Kotoko also tweeted, "We are glad to announce that Sadiq Adams is in good condition and is still at the emergency ward of the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. He will be allowed to take some rest before joining his teammates at training to prepare for the Galka G8 competition." The game between Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko ended with Accra Hearts of Oak winning the Ghana 60th Anniversary Cup after taking a 3-1 advantage from the first leg. And the Black Queens will play in the inaugural WAFU Zone B Women's Nations Cup next month in Ivory Coast, according to the Queens Management Committee. The 8-team tournament will also include Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, Senegal, and Niger, because host country have been seeded in Group A, and Nigeria, the continent's leading nation in the FIFA ranking, at the top of Group B. The draw for the tournament will take place on January 9 in Abidjan. And Ghana forward Jordan Ayew has expressed his delight after ending his goal drought for Swansea City in a side 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace on Saturday. Jordan has been unable to find the back of the net since August, with the club rooted to the bottom of the league in England.
I thank God, and I thank my family have been supporting me for the past weeks, and I thank the players as well.
Yeah. There's some good news for ex-Arsenal star Eboue. He has been offered a coaching role at former club Galatasaray after Major Fatih Terim read quotes about his tragic meltdown that almost led to suicide. Eboue told the Daily Mirror how he lost everything after divorcing his wife and how it nearly led him to taking his own life. Galatasaray boss Terim saw the shocking quotes, and according to CNN Turkey, the former Ivory Coast fullback has been offered the job of under-14 assistant coach at the Turkish club. However, with his former wife Aurelie being awarded all of the couple's assets, has been forced to dodge police and bailiffs following a court order insisting he hand over his home in Enfield to her. Eboue played in the 2006 Champions League final for the Gunners against Barcelona, earned millions in a 7-year Premier League career, slept in a fancy home, and drove expensive cars. And the man is delighted by the offer to be able to earn something from Galatasaray.
In both the boys and the girls division competed in a week-long GT Eboue Memorial Tournament in the nation's capital. The tournament, in its second edition, is played in honor of a former chairman of the Accra Tennis Club, GT Eboue, and is aimed at unearthing talent. According to the tournament director, Peter Annan, the main objective of the competition has been achieved.
It has been a wonderful day, wonderful tennis, exciting, great, good talents we have been exploiting, and I'm very happy. And as I said earlier on, it has been 170 players, participants all over. They are coming from Takwa, all over. And the turnout this year is much better, and we are very encouraged by it. We would like to use the experience from the last 2 years to better next year's tournament. We'd like to help the winners, support them through the year, and have them perform even better at the tournament, the 2018 edition.
In an interview, the former national tennis player, Peter Annan, commended some junior tennis players, especially in the girls division, for their performance and tasked them to stay focused on both their education and the game, saying that the future of the game depends on them.
I think all that they need is discipline. That to discipline themselves, behave, and keep going. That respect. Go to school is one of the most things. Go to school, come back and play and go back and do their exams. Without their schooling, I thought they don't get far. But we are helping them to do both.
Meanwhile, a health awareness walk and fitness session has been held at Eboue. After a short walking session from Nai Mensam police station, the walk finally ended near a playing field beside the Pedrase Lodge. A special aerobic session and health screening exercise wrap up the event. The event was staged by the Magdan Group in collaboration with a TV and radio presenter known as Lexix. It was to encourage the public to take up their health status seriously.
It's been amazing. I mean, as I said before, halfway the journey, I could feel the weight in my waist. But it's been amazing. I mean, I'm a very health-conscious person, and I believe that everybody should take that path. Ghana is a great place, so we don't want to be running to the hospital every time. So let's.
Well, Magdan speaking in that interview after a aerobic session at Ayimensan in Eboue. Well, away from that, we move on to boxing. Remember that a lot happened this year, and it will wrap up at Peyi in the North Ketu district of the Volta region. For the first time ever, there's going to be a boxing championship that will be organized by the Infinity Hotel. We spoke to the coordinators of the boxing championship.
26th of December this year, we are having a boxing tournament at Volta region, precisely at Feni in the Ketu North district. It's all about promoting in the region, because I discovered that we don't have much boxers like they have in Accra and other regions. So I wanted to start by promoting boxing in the region, because we have some young boxers, and it's one of them that I'm about promoting to the highest that I can. We have other young boxers that are coming to start, but the main boxers that we are expecting on that day is Savior, who is popularly known as Volta Taxing, and also Daniel Timothy from Accra. He'll be fighting, what's the name, Savior God from Volta region, Adina. Well, it's going to bring a great development to Volta region, and most of our people have not watched boxing before, live boxing. We've only been watching on the TV and other social media. This is the first time we are going to experience this, especially in our district assembly. So we just want to promote it so that others can also support, and we make it as a kind of a great sport for the region. Well, the reason why they have to come and watch this very fight is because the people that are going to have this fight, none of them have lost before. They have the same record, 3 win, 2 lose. Them apply to the opponent as well. And apart from that, the day is a boxing day. Though actually Boxing Day doesn't mean people should box, but we want to, convert it into boxing so that people can experience this live.
Na yenhwe Ghana Football Association onim se nchebia na owura kwasi antechi edebetu dwa se 2019 anya de so betimi atoa so aye FA president ede ama yeboboko awodo na no ena mpenfo bebre ayi omoti se omohwe se ombetimi age sa dwumadi anase position we nso no etimi edesi omose so opani ba ko ani din edi montintima pa eye Herbert Mensah ekane na woye chairman edema kumase asante kotoko boboko no ne papa no ede abetu dwa se woni interest bia ewasa adwuma no emu.
And I didn't say I'm not interested. I'm interested in anything that concerns Ghana. Am I interested in politics? No. If today an opportunity came to change the world, I would, because I think differently from others. The question is, the systems in Ghana, are they really ready to deal with somebody of radical thought? The answer is normally no. That's why I don't answer these questions. Are systems really ready to deal with somebody who has a view that I have, and I have a track record of a view in terms of managing people, in terms of dealing with global capital, in seeking change without compromising certain value systems? The answer is not always yes. So it's not about me. It's not as though you're going out there and saying, oh, I'd like to do this, and then you're in a situation and everybody says, oh, that's great, this is the way forward, let's do it. It doesn't work like that. Ghana, you find most of the time that everybody has a vested interest. I mean, you're a journalist, you interview people. Don't you laugh at times when you're talking to them and you know the man blinks because he's trying to remember the speech of the person he's trying to promote? Then he's trying to mix his words because the argument against the person who is so corrupt, he shouldn't even be talking, but he knows if he does it well, he may benefit himself. Everybody has angles, and the angles are wrong. I don't. What you see is what you get. And that, you know, in our society is not always palatable to the world of sycophancy, greed and corruption. It's not always easy. So I think you have to look at other scenarios. We are at a bridge point in Ghana if Kwesi really decides to step down, because one would have thought that he would have taken a break and come back stronger and looked and said, look, we didn't qualify. We had problems in Brazil. We've had political issues. It's